Let's take a moment to pray. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for your grace and your mercy. Thank you for the gift of salvation. And Father, thank you for this community, this place that's home. And Father, I ask that you would guide the city council and the mayor as they discuss the city's business. Father, I ask that you would give them wisdom as they make decisions tonight and in the days, the weeks, the months, and the years ahead. Father, I lift up the city employees. Father, keep them safe as they go about their jobs. And Father, as construction season gets started, Father, I've asked that you would keep everyone vigilant, those that are working in the streets and those that are driving past. Father, again, we thank you for all of your blessings. We thank you for this place. And Father, give wisdom as only you can give. And in your Son's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Call the meeting to order and begin with a pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda, I'd like to put item number 11. We're going to add to a surplus resolution 2026-9. And this will be for the pickup Gordon drove, which is a 1998 Chevy C15 pickup.
Make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve tonight's agenda as amended. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next on the agenda is approve the minutes from our regular April 6th meeting and without objection, our April 11th special meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve the minutes from the April 6th regular special meeting, or regular meeting, and the April 8th special meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Public input. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to new business, item number 1. Aubrey or no one from the Miller Swim Club could be here tonight, so she contacted me to get permission, as in the past, to allow the swim club to use the pool. Now, she did change the times a little bit, and I think she was in contact with Sydney. So with regard to that, I would entertain a motion to allow the Miller Swim Club to use the pool and coordinate the times with our pool manager, Sydney Jessen.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to allow this Miller Swim Club to use the pool and the times to be used to coordinate that with pool manager Sydney Jessen. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Jansen is here from Economic Development. Before you start, I want to thank you and Economic Development, all the people who had a hand in the Diamonds and Denim. That was a huge, huge success. And
Thank you, yeah.
it was not only a night for, to add to the funds towards the pool, but a lot of fellowship and just people getting together and having a good meal and a good time too. So thank you for
Yes.
that.
It was a great turnout, so. Okay, not a whole lot has changed since last quarter. We have 3 active revolving loans. Our balance remains $395,086.91 loaned out currently. Since last quarter, one brand-new loan application has been accepted and funded already. All on-time payments, so that reflects positive business growth. Our sign and awning programs, we have 2 sign programs applications in activation status and 1 is paid out. And the awning program, we have 1 in application status. It hasn't been paid out yet, but the bill has not been approved, so once that gets approved, we will pay that out too, so then that will be a funded one as well. Just a reminder, our sign grants, we pay 50% of the project cost or up to $750. So this is for any new sign for your business or new business. However you want to do that, we will pay the sign up to 50% or $750, whatever comes first. And then the awning grant works the same way, except we pay 25% or up to $1,500. So our employee recruitment program, we continue to receive lots of phone calls and questions about this program. We have 1 that we're working with that is not fulfilled. It's just an application status, if you want to call that. So it's just a work in progress. They don't have an employee hired, so that's why it hasn't been paid out. A reminder how this program works. On Hand will match up to $1,500 for a new hire. So your business can do any sort of funding that you want for a new hire, but we will only pay $1,500. So, and the employee must remain with your business for 1 year to fulfill our portion of the funds. So, our Governor's House project is still underway. The estimated completion for that is next summer into the fall of 2027. We're still seeking an available lot. We have several that we have looked at and talked with the owners with, but nothing has been nailed down yet. We have a meeting this Friday actually with our housing committee, so hopefully we can get something nailed down. We're accepting potential applicants. It's not an application process, but we are getting the word out for the community to just hear about it and learn what a governor's house is. Not everybody can have a governor's house. So there's lots of loopholes to go through. So if you or someone you know would be interested in that, have them call our office so we can see if they can be eligible for that. Like Mayor McGow said, our annual event, the Diamonds in Denim, that happened on March 28th, it was a huge success. We were able to raise and give the Miller Needs a Pool $86,000. So that was super awesome. We'll continue to have it be an annual event. This just helps On Hand have the opportunity to support locally without using city and county funding. A few upcoming things, the Delta Dental Bus is still happening May 18th to the 22nd. The spots are super limited at this point. There's not many else available. There's been a huge turnout. So if you are interested in doing that, please call so you have a opening spot. The ages are from 0 to 21. So. Our Main Street, we are definitely aware, as everybody else, of the vacancy that's happening. We are concerned, but we want you guys to know that it's an ongoing discussion that we have been having. And although we want to fill those buildings overnight, we all know that that just simply doesn't work like that. So it's a conversation that we're having. And there are a couple locations, not the ones on Main Street, but that we have been working with the owners, and those will be filled later this summer. So be looking out for a couple new things coming to our town. So a few reminders, we still have the sticker card program going on with the CNC. If you guys are aware of that, it's any CNC affiliated business has I think it's a 10 or 12 punch sticker card. And if you have a purchase over $25, you're able to get a green sticker. And when that gets filled up, the drop box is at our office. So be sure to do that. And then we draw once a month for you to win $100 in Miller Bucks if your card gets drawn. Megan and I are working on the summer rec book. This is the summer recreation book that On Hand and the community center sponsors every year for our youth. We just put, you guys all know what it is. We put everything happening this summer, from sports camps to Bible camps to anything. If it involves the youth or really honestly anything in town that we don't want our youth or their families to miss, we can put that in the book. So
Is there any deadline for that?
it would be nice to have it, we have been advertising to have it to us by May 1st, because we have to create the book and print, and then we like to hand it out the last day of school, so.
Okay.
Yep, that just gives us a couple weeks to create it, and there's always something last minute, so.
Okay.
I think that is all I have for an update. Do you guys have any questions?
Any questions?
I do have a handout that is going to review everything, and then I also attached our 2026 budget. I feel like it's just something nice for you guys to look at, just to what we have to take to run our community center, so.
Thanks,
Okay.
Jensen.
Any questions? Jansen, I really appreciate this because it not only gives the council an opportunity to see any updated happenings in our community, but also the residents of our community, either by the minutes or by just tuning in and listening to what's going on at this meeting. So I really appreciate what you and On Hand are doing with, for our community, so.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Katie?
I'm Alicia McCarthy. My sister Katie and Joni Hamill are going to be putting this together, but I said I would come and talk. She's passing out a flyer. We want to start a truck show in memorial of Wyatt Rowland. He passed away about 2 years ago in March here. He loved trucks. He loved all the cool vehicles, and we thought it would be cool to kind of bring back a car show, truck show to Miller. We really haven't had one in a while. We would do it down in the St. Lawrence Park, Crystal Park. I'm not the person organizing it, I'm just the speaker.
That's okay.
It would be on June 14th. On that flyer, it kind of goes through the entries. Free admission to community members, people to come and just see it, enjoy it, family friendly. We do have Scotty D's on call to come down and do their barbecue truck. We reached out to 605 Brew. She's busy that day as of right now. We also reached out to the Prairie Coffee Company. Right now she's also booked out, so I'm looking at JD's Coffee out of Chelsea just to have some refreshments down there. It's a hot day. They make smoothies, coffees, dirty sodas, all the things. Just having that available for people, bringing the community out on a good day, have it at the park. With the money, with the entry fees, we want to start a scholarship in memory of Wyatt. He didn't get a chance to graduate, so we want to kind of help somebody else in their next generation for that. So that's where the money would go to, into an account to build that scholarship up, just kind of depending on how much that first year brings in and building it up to be able to offer that. Our goal is a $500 scholarship once we kind of build that up, but obviously we need to start it to kind of get there. So, do you guys have any questions?
No, but I do know, I don't know how many of the council have been to car shows, but I know I have two brothers who are just fanatics,
Yeah.
about attending these, so it's exciting, and I know how,
Yeah.
much
And I
they
know,
comment on it.
St. Lawrence has a car show, so we're kind of gearing it more towards like pickups and trucks,
Okay.
cause I don't really wanna take away from their car show
Yeah.
either.
Okay,
Kind of have two in the community, one for trucks, one for cars. Don't want to step on anybody's toes, but just keeping Wyatt's memory alive is our main goal.
very good cause and very good, so I'm sure.
Make a
Family
motion to
appreciate this.
approve, them to have the Wyatt Rowland Memorial Shine Show on June 14th in Crystal Park.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion been made is second to have the Wyatt's Memorial Shine Show on April, the first annual on Crystal Park on June 14th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you very much, ladies. Appreciate it, yes. Mike?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Appreciate the opportunity to come back and speak to you and give you an update on the Legion happenings, I guess, and what we've been doing and where we're going at here for the summer. So, since the last time we met, the bar was finished off, and I know some of you guys have had an opportunity to get in there and check it out. Gail and building crew there did a fantastic job of getting that all put together and organized, and there's improvements going all the time on there. Bathrooms are pretty much completed, it's just still working on getting some partitions put up in there, but they're operational and functional, which has definitely helped out a lot out there. We're coming this summer, the plan is to keep working out there to get the kitchen remodel finished up, or not the remodel, the new kitchen finished up and out there. You also made the comment prior to the meeting here about the dirt that's been turned over, and that's to help with the drainage out there on the site. And also we're building a secondary arena to support our 4th of July events with the side-by-side racing. We'll be able to use both of them and the same assets for both of them as far as bleachers and that go. So, we had a fantastic turnout, even though it was Diamonds and Denim night for our ham bingo. We had about 130 folks show up out there, a fantastic crowd, which we were really concerned about with that other activity going on. So really appreciate the community's support that we had for that. We do have 3 more weeks of bingo and Capture the King. So the next 3 Saturday nights we'll have that, and then we're gonna go on a pause until next fall. So if the King doesn't come out before the 3 weeks are up here, we're gonna carry that jackpot over until the fall, and we'll start back up again in October, I believe, is what we talked about. Want to get through homecoming week and all that stuff, so. The bar is open Friday through Monday afternoon and evenings from 12 to approximately 7 p.m. Unless there's a function going on for something, then it'll stay open a little bit later. We currently have several joint events coming up, joint with the VFW coming up here over the next several months. First off is our Memorial Day activities on May 25th. We'll have a ceremony at the Legion at 10 a.m. Followed by the Legion VFW will go out to the St. Lawrence Cemetery to assist with doing the honors there. And then at 1 o'clock, I think, is what we're looking at, is going to Reheights and assisting there with those honors. So June 14th, I'm not sure when that truck show is. Does it have the hours on there?
9 a.m. to 3:30.
That'll work out really good, because we'll have our flag, Distinguished Destruction of Flags on June 14th, which is Flag Day, and that will probably be closer to the evening. We'll have something published in the paper for that. So once they get done with the show and shine, they can come on out and enjoy that Distinguished Destruction of Flags. 4th of July, obviously a big event, and we talked about it already with the snow goers. They'll be doing their annual side-by-side racing. We will have alcohol outside on that one, so with our liquor license, so we'll be serving alcohol outside at that event. And then great news here, and you've seen some of it on Facebook, but Ivory's coming back to town on July 24th, and we'll host them out there at the Legion. They'll be set up outside there. Of course, we'll have alcohol sales out there too, so. And I don't have a lot of other details at this point in time, but I'm sure more will be coming here, so. Then we cap off our summer activities with the 2nd annual Miller Thriller Bull Bash, and that will be on September 12th. And where things have changed up a little bit, where we're gonna do everything on the south side of the road out there versus moving it part way, because there was quite a bit of a delay there by moving everything back to the Legion. So we'll have everything set up on the south side of the road for the concert and everything, so. That's it for upcoming events. I wanted to let you know we did have an election of officers here this last week for a meeting, and Councilman Gail Auk is your new commander for the American Legion, so he'll be taking over here in May. So he'll have to come over on this side of the desk here to make the presentation for updates in the future here, so. I know he's gonna do a fantastic job of keeping the progress moving forward on the Legion. He's been involved in it very heavily, so. Once again, I just wanna close with, really appreciate all the support that the city, the community, between both the city department and offices, you guys as councilmen, and just the community of Miller and Han County and the surrounding counties that have come down and supported us as we went through this remodel and bringing the Legion back. So we're hosting a lot more events now. So we just finished up with the Ducks Unlimited banquet Saturday night too, so out there. So
Well, Mike, we appreciate everything that you and your members of the Legion and what the Legion has done for our community too as well. And just, the progress you've made with that building and the grounds and so accommodating with regard to other events you have out there. So we want to express our appreciation to you and Gail and the rest of your membership, so.
there's been a lot of folks, really helped out, and even a lot of non-Legion members that have pitched in, Legion or auxiliary members that have pitched in to help out for different events out there and just showing up, so really appreciate it, so,
All right, very good.
thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
All right. Brooke, you're on the line, you're up. For those listening, Brooke Edgar from Helms and Associates is here to talk about the AWAS project, which we're all excited about.
Yes, yep, absolutely. Thanks for having me, I appreciate it. Just wanted to give you a little update on the AWAS project. It's an automated weather observing system, so it's certified weather out at the airport. What this means for the community is that pilots that are using your GPS approach can now use that weather to be able to fly in and potentially a little bit more inclement weather opportunities. They don't have to call Terry to find out what the weather is, and then they still take a factor of safety, but the area ambulances or anyone using the airport will be able to to utilize it a little bit more safely when the weather's not beautiful like it is out there right now. So we did open bids. There are a number of airports across the state that were looking at doing something very similar. So we opened all of the bids together at the same time, thinking that was probably the fairest thing for everyone since we were involved with all of them. We got great bids. This might be the only type of project that I can tell you has gone down in price because it's been a more popular option and opportunity for airports across the country. There are more suppliers of the equipment. And so competition is great for the suppliers. We did get 3 bids, all very good bids, but the low bidder was Ephraimson Electric out of Bryant, South Dakota. We've worked with them many airport projects. They do excellent work. So I am here to talk to you guys about the recommendation that we move forward with a tentative award for AIP project 3-46-0035019-2026 for the Automated Weather Observing System, the AWAS. For the base bid made to Ephraimson Electric of Bryant, South Dakota in the amount of $236,519.16. But we're gonna put that contingent upon receipt of the FAA grant offer. So after, if you choose to make that award, we will move forward with things after that, after the FAA grant award is in place. So then Cindy also has on there to make sure that we meet the timelines of the grant process to authorize the mayor to sign the FAA grant applications, the grant offer when it's received, and then all of the necessary paperwork for the construction contracts. Do you have questions for me?
Okay. Okay, I'll entertain a motion. Brooke read the entirety of the first motion that I would entertain as far as the tentative award of the AWAS project, or 3P project. And you have the entirety in
So
front of you.
moved.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and seconded to award, the tentative award of the AWAS 3P project to Ephraim Electric Incorporated in Bryan, South Dakota in the amount of $236,519.16. upon the receipt of the FAA grant offer. Discussion? Again, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. The second thing Brooke brought up is to authorize myself, the mayor, to sign all FAA grant applications, FAA grant offers, and paperwork for construction contract documents.
Does this grant, offer need to be amended for the total amount requested?
So I apologize for that. The total grant includes engineering fees, so the total grant cost is $335,000. The FAA will cover 95% of that at $318,250. The state will kick in 2.5%, and so the city's share of that is $8,375. So you guys are taking advantage of a unique year. Instead of a 95 and 5% match, we're actually getting 95, 2.5, and 2.5. So you're getting it at about half price of what it would typically be on a regular FAA year.
Okay, that's why it's just so close to total project cost, is it's 236 plus the 90,000 of the
Yes.
engineering fees, okay,
Correct.
perfect. So we need to make a motion to
Yes.
apply for the grant?
Yes.
Make that motion.
Well,
Second.
to allow me to sign, okay. Motion is made and second to allow the mayor, myself, to sign all FAA grant application, FAA grant offers, and paperwork for construction and contract documents. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. I really can't thank you enough, you and what Helms Associates does, do for our community and our airport and things of that sort. You know, it just seems with the federal, FAA at the federal and the state level, and you guys, it's been a very good working relationship, and we really appreciate it, so.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. I have a few dates written down for this summer, so.
There you go.
Thank you.
What range does that serve of like when pilots can come in and check our radar?
And there's actually a phone call, there's a telephone, there will be a telephone number so you can call from anywhere.
Yep,
But it will, I don't know the completion dates, but typically it's about 10 miles out they can call on
Okay.
their radio. But then like I mentioned, there'll be a phone number associated with it. So if you're curious what the weather is when you're down in Florida or something, you can just call the phone number and get that information as well.
okay, so that's different than like the planes actually have the radar on their
Yeah.
weather radar
It-
in their
y-
plane, it's separate from
Yeah,
that.
so when they use this weather, the AWAS, they would call it on the radio and it will repeat it to you.
Yep.
So, but you can also get it, it will be broadcast. Part of your annual fees is it will also be broadcast on the internet. So there's a website that you can go to and actually see it written too, so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not only a benefit for incoming traffic with regard to those who are going to stop and go through, but also for emergency situations where we have to bring a plane in, you know, it just adds so much.
Which is very often. But
Yeah.
that airport gets used a lot for
Yes.
air transfers.
Yeah, and I think,
And I should mention that the state of South Dakota is working, there's an annual requirement for maintenance and inspections on this. So the state of South Dakota is working to get a contract together to manage that for all of the non-federal AWASs throughout the state of South Dakota to try and reduce those costs. As your consultant, we have also been poking them a little bit to try and cost share on that. To maybe pay for 50% of those costs moving forward. So nothing has been decided with that, but I'm on the aviation or the Aeronautics Commission meetings frequently, and that is talked about. So
okay,
more to come on that if that ever happens, but we're in the background we're in the background rooting for you guys. Get a little cost savings on that too.
right.
So,
We
Thanks.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Brooke.
Thank you.
You betcha.
Thank you.
Thanks for
bet.
having me.
Thanks, Brooke.
Yes.
Terry, do you want to come up and stuff? Terry, we talk about the 40-foot storage shed, and he gathers some information with regard to it. Go ahead.
The last time I was here, I had 2 storage sheds on there, or 2 storage containers on there, and Dave offered his storage container for us to use for free. So
Appreciate
I'm
that.
Thank
just
you, Dave.
looking at one now.
Both you and Kim, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for that.
Might have to have some help to clean it out, to get it in the other one.
Well,
Yeah, that's fine.
boop, boop.
And then, anyways, on the 40-footer, I got a price of $4,940. So, and we're
So,
really not sure how many we need, but
It's a start.
that, we get them, his and this one, that should take care of a lot of it, I would think. so. And if we don't need them, we can sell them, I guess.
Yeah.
Not sell yours, but
Sure, why
we
not?
could sell it for you.
Okay,
Be the neighborly thing to do.
Yeah, but anyways, that's pretty nice of these guys
Yeah.
to do that for us.
I'll make a motion to purchase the 40-foot storage container for $49.40.
Second.
discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to purchase a 40-foot storage container for $4,940. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. And again, Dave, thank you and Kim for your generosity. You know, this is not the first time you've benefited our community with,
It just saves the city that they can pay for.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, you've, yeah.
It all goes towards
yeah,
it.
Dave's always spraying weeds over there.
yeah, and the building and that lot and stuff, so, yeah.
He's a police officer over there too.
There you go. We can always count on him, can't, yes, and thankfully, yeah, okay. But again, thank you very much. Yeah, you bet. Building permit, Hargens Realty, a deck at 800.
You wanna finish up?
Didn't
with
I
Not the building
finish?
permit.
Oh, motion, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we did the motion.
Did
We just hadn't,
motion?
we just didn't do the building permit.
6B, oh, gotcha. Let's go to the
Yeah.
building permit. Building permit at 204 West First Street. This will be for the 40-foot storage container. Entertain a motion, okay.
Second.
Discussion, hearing none. Motion is made and second for the building permit at, to house the 40-foot storage container at 204 West First Street. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion second, opposed nay. Motion carries. Now, go to the building permit with Hargens Realty, the deck at 800 East Third Street.
We had Handyman Express doing some work in the house over there. Told him to replace the deck and the step on the front, and he kind of added to it a little bit. So we need to have a permit for that and assess a penalty. And I think you guys talked about, or we talked about whatever the one was when we did Faucet Electric up here. So you figure that out and I'll get you a check. But we have the permit fee in there, so when you get the other part of it, it has already been constructed.
Make a motion to approve the deck at 800 East Third Street and then assess the, was it 20 or 25?
25.
Of the $25
And Dale and I abstain
Yeah.
on that vote.
penalty for not having a permit beforehand. That was just kind of the precedence penalty that we've used in the
Yeah.
past, so that's why I come up with that, I guess.
Do we have, okay, motion is made and second to approve the building permit for a deck at 800 East Third Street, and then the penalty would be $25 a day. Do we have a date? I can't recall when the date it was in, so,
As soon as it got known about it, got
Right.
handled, from
Okay.
my understanding,
okay,
so,
all right.
so.
Okay. With that, motion is made and second to approve the Hargens Realty deck for at 800 East Third Street with the set penalty of $25 a day. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Let the record indicate that Councilwoman Hargens and Councilman Hargens abstained from voting. Okay. Quarterly financial review. Quarter 1 of 2026.
It took a little while to go through.
Yeah. Upon first glance, did anyone go through it? Does anyone have questions right off the bat that I could answer?
Looked like a lot of things were at pace or under. Obviously, there's a few department salary ones that we'll have to keep an eye on. That if they continue the same at pace, they'll be over and we'll have to figure that out. So the sooner we can figure that out, the better. But that's also sometimes a department that we really don't have much choice in either. But other than that, everything kind of seemed like it was at pace for the year.
Yes.
I went a little deeper into it than I probably should have, but
You're right, everything is looking, like you said, at pace, pretty good. Page 1 here is just the bank cash report where all the funds currently sit as of the end of the first quarter.
Our investments are doing good. They
Yep.
pay for projects. I mean, they're allotted to go somewhere, but
Page 3 is the balance sheet as far as, again, where our funds sit, and then in the liabilities section, you'll see which funds are restricted. After Emily gets our annual report done, that'll look a little bit different, and we will present that at the next meeting. On page 7 starts our revenue and expense report, or revenues compared to expenses. This is just a summary of our general fund. Year-to-date balance for revenues is $385,247. Our expenses, year-to-date for this first quarter, are $318,204. That leaves us $67,000 ahead. If you look in the budget column, you'll notice the -20, that's us using funds from last year. Last year, we didn't spend the $15,000 on the mower, so we carried it over to this year. And then the $5,000 we got for the zoning map we got last year, that is in this year's budget. And that's actually coming along quite nicely. I'm pretty excited about that zoning map project. Let's see. Moving on to page 8, we have already received reimbursement of our first and actually second swimming pool project expenses. That's a pretty easy process. I just let Mike Monker know that we've spent this much, and he writes a check the very next day. The airport, for other sources, we have a total budget of $1,300,650. That was based off of our CIP around this time last year. Numbers are coming in better, as you can see from what Brooke presented. Again, the $33,350 is our 2.5% share on that more than $1 million ticket. Going on to the water fund, we're ahead $44,000. The electric fund, we are ahead by $252,000. And on the sewer, we're ahead by $23,000 so far. Again, as the year goes on, we'll have more expenses, bigger expenses, less revenue coming in, more revenue coming in. It just fluctuates throughout the year, but we keep an eye on it.
And that's something, we're glad that we are where we are right now with that, knowing full well that there will be some expenses coming in that we'll have to address, correct?
Yes. If we go on to the revenue report in the taxes section, if you look at our taxes current year for property tax, we have collected $33,000. Last year at this point, we'd collected $30,000. And then as far as sales tax, it's a little concerning. We're actually down by 10.5% compared to last year at this time. If we go on to the next page, you'll see under miscellaneous revenues, our interest earned for the general fund is $33,459. We had SD Fit Treasury mature and the American Bacon Trust CD mature.
You know, and that with that sales tax, you know, in losing the businesses we have just, you know, recently, and then with Heartstrings, I believe it was, I mean, that you know, we count on that, you know, sales act revenue, so, you know, shopping locally is as much as possible, as, you know, that adds to that fund, so, yeah, so, anyway.
Moving down to rent for land, we've collected the lagoon rent already this year, and the Hayland rent for out of the airport will be due in July. That'll be the remaining $15,688. Flipping over to the next page. There's what we've spent so far on the taxiway and the AWAS projects, or actually what we've brought in. These are our reimbursements on those projects. And then you've got the water revenues. Next page is electric revenues. I have noted that our metered electric sales year-to-date are $428,999. Last year, it was at $391,800. And our power purchased, as of the end of the first quarter, we've spent with WAPA and Heartland is $304,280. We're tracking along with our surcharge to be able to pay our loans. Skipping down to the sewer fund, we've earned $64,000, and last year at this time we had $59,385. All these increases are obviously due to our rate increases. Moving on to the budget report. The amount in the elections is going to remain unspent, $2,100, because we didn't have an election this year. Our federal audit will begin in May or June. That'll come out of the finance budget. Next page. The last roof repairs we had to this roof were in May and August last year. That was just over $2,000. So far, we haven't had to call them back yet this year. The $1,100 in the machinery and equipment line for the buildings is for those cameras, and on-site will be coming here sometime this spring to install those. Moving down to the police department on the machinery and equipment line, that $5,100 is the body armor that was approved and the push bumper and the spectrometer. Going on to the next page. We've already had some repairs in the fire hall. We did our yearly generator inspection, and we had some overhead door expense. And then again, the cameras to install those in the machinery line for $2,200. Going on to the next page, we're going through street and airport. Not a lot happening there out of the ordinary. Going on to the next page for ballpark, we just got our bill from Wesco. That's in tonight's bills for the $12,775 for the next round of those 5 lights. Part of which is reimbursed on that Heartland grant. Pool hasn't had a lot of activity yet. Ballpark hasn't had a lot. Everything's tracking along for economic development. We've already made one payment of some of our donation dollars that were approved last year to Jenny's Safe House. If you skip down to the capital outlay line, $32,000 is being set aside for street equipment and a police car purchase in 2030. The 211 fund for economic development, that's our bed, booze, and board tax fund. That's actually tracking along, not terrible. I mean, it's a little slow, but we're at 24% of the budget spent. Next page, the 501 fund, the capital improvement fund. That's tracking our airport and our pool. We haven't spent anything out of that yet for the pool improvement. I estimated about 633,000 for this year, and then next year we'll probably have a bigger chunk, but if it ends up not quite being that, we can auto supplement at that time, make it look good. Water department, tracking along right here. And the next page is the electric fund, it's also tracking along. Year-to-date purchase for power is $304,280. Last year at this time, it was around about that $355,000 mark. And the equipment line, that $49,880, that was the pickup. Next page is the sewer fund. Our supplies are a little high. We've already expended 88%. The pumps at the lift stations, that was a little unforeseen, so. 7,000 of this year's budget went to that. We've been reimbursed for the tripod with the SDML grant. Half of that. Any other questions? It was kind of a quick, high-level overview.
Any
And
questions?
we brought back a few things you guys have approved yet this year. Reminders, what's been spent, what's been earned.
This report seems like it was a lot easier to go through, you know, when I was sitting down and looking at it at home.
Good,
So, yeah,
it's making sense.
yep.
Yeah,
Good.
it's good to hear.
Any other questions? Thank you very much, Cindy.
You're welcome.
Swimming pool project, advertise for bids. There'll be two separate ones, one for demolition and one for construction. Do you want to talk about that, Patrick?
Yep, so where we're at now, we're gonna have a pool committee meeting, this week, Wednesday at 1:30 to finalize some decisions that, the pool committee can make. The Burbach is waiting for the last bit of engineering regarding some supporting of the pool. And then after that, they are going to send us final construction documents for the city council to go over and approve. And then once that comes back, there's a certain period of time that we have to get back to them by. And then when they receive that, then they will, ask for our permission to advertise for bids. There will be two separate, we're separating off demolition because, we always felt, according to their engineering estimate, that we could do it a lot cheaper ourselves or locally. So we are going to have that bid separately, for demolition. We already have some quotes that people have offered, and that is going very favorably. It's going as, expected, what demolition should actually cost but we will open that up for bid as well. So next month will be a very busy month for the pool, according to the schedule and timeline that we saw. So that will be the time that we will be addressing some of the stuff that coming back from Burbach. And then according to our engineers, they have already been in contact with some companies that they've worked with in the past to be say, hey, heads up, this bid process will be coming out at this time, so we should be expecting several bids anyway. And then, we're going good on donations. I wanna say our spreadsheet shows us we're at just under 4.3 million for raised funds and interest earned, so we're sitting in a really good spot where we are right there. Now we're to the point where we need to know where the finish line exactly is once we get the bids back and then we approve bids. So I mean, we can always raise money, but now we're to the point of needing to know where that finish line is, and we're really close, so. Cause we estimated, if we just go off of engineered estimate, it was estimated at 4.8 million after the inflation from last year to this year, so. So no, we're right within striking distance and on pace, for construction to start, August, that first or the very first of August. and then still be completed and be turned over, I don't know what the word they used of substantial completion by, was it May 27th of 2027?
Wasn't, oh yeah, substantial.
Substantial completion of
Right,
May 27th, 2027. So then we'll be able to be open for next year's pool season. So far, everything is going good. So far. So it's still a construction project, but no, everything's going good. Appreciate everybody fundraising and donating to the cause. The community really getting after this, so make it possible.
And we won't know, you know, really the true final costs until those bids come in, so.
So no, we will be going to bid here, I wanna say within the next month. So we approved the process of going to bids. We're just waiting for Burbach to give us
Yeah.
the construction documents to approve.
And I appreciate Burbach giving the heads up to some of these, you know, to the companies that this project is on the docket to look at, so. Very good. Any questions? Hearing none, we'll move on to the,
Let's have a motion to
Oh,
approve to
yep,
go to bid for each
yeah.
of those,
okay,
to advertise.
very good, thank you. Entertain a motion to go to bid for both the demolition and the construction, which would be two separate bids.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to advertise for bids. Bid number 1 for demolition and bid number 2 for construction. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay, now, the utility committee update. We discussed, we got together and talked about the billing cycle and also the water project, so. Who wanted to?
So I wanted to get the utilities committee together one more time before we actually started doing the ordinance for just moving up the shut-off date. And going back to the girls, they expressed their concern with that. And eventually, we're gonna have to move up the due date for normal current bills anyway. To do it twice seems like it was gonna be a lot for the public to relearn it twice.
Right.
So we just wanna do it once. The girls and I came up with a way to cut a month out of the cycle,
Good.
rather than having 3 months' worth of usage potentially build up of unpaid bills. We cut it down to 2.
I like that.
So we're gonna work on getting that ordinance drawn up.
Okay.
Time isn't exactly of the essence, just because we've already kind of missed the deadline for when we might potentially go to the cloud. I had originally wanted to see our new cycle work with the old system, the current system. But if we do go to the cloud as planned in July, that's just not possible. So it's gonna be what it is. We're gonna send out ample notice to the public to get them ready for this, because there is going to be 1 month where their bill on the old billing cycle will be due on the 15th of the month, and then their current bill on the new cycle is gonna be due on the 25th. We're gonna look at some options on how to give a little grace and leniency with that. And then maybe plan it so that it's when usages are lower, as far as electric and water usage. But we'll try to get the public as informed as possible with this change. We'll have an ordinance drawn up and ready for you guys to review before we bring it to open meeting.
Sounds good.
Any questions? Okay,
Sounds good.
And then as far as water projects, with those 3 that we had Ted Dickey put on the state water plan, and reviewing that further, we decided that the water meters could wait until 2028. The meter pits are more of a want than a need at this point. The water line that is going to go under the highway near the Legion, that has to be done this fall. But it would make no sense, like Ted said, to go and ask for funding from DANR for that one $57,000 project. Just doesn't make sense. So what we're going to do is, since we've got 50,000 budgeted for water meters in the water fund, since we're not gonna spend it on meters, we can spend most of that on the water line
Okay.
and come up with the other 7,000. Again, the 57,000 is engineered with contingencies. Hopefully it doesn't come to a full 57. We should be able to swing that. So I did email Ted and let him know that our plan was to not go forward with a funding application.
Okay,
Any questions?
any questions?
Nope.
That's good.
Okay, all right. Hearing none, then we'll go on to the resolution 2026-9. Be it resolved as follows, whereas certain municipal personal property is no longer useful, necessary, or suitable for municipal purposes, and whereas the sale of such property will financially benefit the municipality, and therefore be it resolved that the following municipal property be declared surplus property, to wit, in the Water Sewer Department, a 1998 Chevy C15 pickup. So I entertain a motion to approve resolution 2026-9.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, motion is made and second to approve resolution number 2026-9. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay.
Move to approve the bills.
Second.
Discussion? Motion is made and seconded to approve the bills as submitted. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next on the docket is going to an executive session pursuant to South Dakota Codified Law 125-2-1.
Make a motion to go in executive session, personal pursuant.
Okay, had a motion and a second to go into executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. Yes.